Hi, I'm Chris, and this is the Run Your Mind podcast, where we focus on the mindset and mental well-being side of running and fitness. Each episode brings you insights to help you build a healthy mindset with honest conversations and practical tools that you can use in your own fitness journey, giving you what you need to work on your mind, not just your mileage.
I think it's just trying to understand that everyone is in a different chapter in their life.
Today I'm joined by Johnny Morillo, and we're talking about the importance of being present. Johnny will be sharing how he brings himself back to feeling present when things start feeling overwhelming, and also how to avoid unhealthy comparison with others, particularly with social media. So let's get into it.
Welcome to today's episode. This week I am joined by Johnny.
Hello.
Hello, thanks for joining me.
Of course, why not?
There won't be many people that don't know who you are, but for those that don't, do you mind giving us a bit of an overview, first of all?
So my name is Johnny Morillo, but people may know me as Johnny Meatless or What's Johnny Doing. I am a food content creator who does plant-based recipes that are healthy, delicious, and all things like Asian.
Yep.
And also I'm an advocate of everything physical activity like high rocks, marathons, and maybe in the future triathlon, we'll see.
Nice. Heard it here first, or maybe second, who knows?
Maybe first.
So on the topic of fitness then,
Yes.
what got you, we're just talking there, you've just completed your 5th marathon, London Marathon, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
On Sunday, recording 3 days afterwards, so fresh legs slightly, or maybe not.
It's my post-run.
Going back to that first point, what got you into fitness or running more specifically? What was the initial spark or interest?
So for years, I've always loved running from like a young age, from like football to basketball. So I've always been a very active person.
Yeah.
And then during my secondary school days, I loved like track and field. But really, it was maybe during lockdown.
Yeah.
I was just started running, and then one day, I think it was it was very snowy. Mm-hmm. It's like a one time in COVID, it was very like cold and it was snowing. I was like, maybe do a half marathon. And I basically ran it, and then I've just been enjoying it ever since. And then after COVID finished, I went back to CrossFit, realized that all of my muscle endurance has gone, so I went back to running.
So since then, like, what have you loved about getting into the sort of fitness space and making that part of your life with now taking part in things like marathons and high rocks and other pieces?
I just like being better every day, and each day is a different accomplishment, from running a fast 5k, a fast 10k, and just doing marathons, and then thinking I can get faster, and obviously just meeting the community. I met some amazing like-minded individuals through run clubs, high rocks, and many more.
Nice. So with running, I think one of the biggest things sorry, I'll start that again, I just swallowed a fly. Keep that one in for the outtakes.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling. One thing for me I've noticed with running is how present it makes me feel, and when we were talking about topics today, we decided on talking about being present, because I think particularly nowadays with how busy we all are, and particularly on being online, and you mentioned there obviously you've got a lot of what you do involves being online. How difficult I think people can find feeling present and being present, or knowing how to get to feeling present outside of maybe just running or general fitness.
Is this like through like when you mean present, like as in like being physically there and stuff like that?
Yeah, like in the moment, as in when you're feeling like you're not overthinking anything else, you're very present of what's going on. So when we were talking about the marathon, you were saying, you know, these different moments about Tower Bridge and all these experiences that I think, you know, when we're maybe not doing certain things, it can pass us by. So with my first question for you today, how do you bring yourself back to the present when you start to think too far ahead or begin to feel overwhelmed by it?
I always try and take a step back. I always remove myself from the online presence, not take my phone out, and just enjoy the moment, embrace it, see what it's like, talk to people, because and knowing how everyone's life is, because I think everyone's life is very different.
Yeah.
And I just like to know how people are, from their family to their mental health.
Yep.
And just knowing that I am there for them.
Yeah.
And just be like, I am here. And I am all yours.
Yeah. What would you say for some people who maybe don't talk that much at all at the moment? Like, what's the first step?
I think it's
doing that.
I think understanding that, like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And knowing that your friends and your family are there for you for a reason.
Yep.
And these people are there to help you and guide you. Maybe they might not be a therapist.
Yep.
But that's what ears are made for.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think as well, to add to that, I think some people think they don't want to talk because they don't want to be like a burden.
Yeah.
Or bother people, or think, who am I? Like, people have got it worse off. But I think two things can be true. You can be empathetic towards what's going on around you,
Yeah.
but still appreciate how you feel in the moment, and almost think, how would I feel if my partner or my friend or parent was keeping this from me or not saying anything? I would probably always want them to speak to me.
Yeah.
And I would be compassionate and empathetic with them. So sort of reminding yourself, almost going, what's the reason they wouldn't do the same for me?
Exactly. And I always say that, like, I feel like sometimes you also have to understand different people.
Yeah.
I think different people have different ways of talking and stuff like that. Like, me talking to one friend may be different to another friend. Some may want the presence there, or some will slowly need the presence, even like a message or a call, just to show that you're always available for them.
Yeah. So with that thing about being present, you mentioned about putting your phone away, when you maybe notice you've got a load of emails or something's going on and you start to go, feeling a bit overwhelmed here.
Yeah.
Do you literally go, right, phone down, remove it, or go outside, or what's the kind of like steps?
I literally put my phone somewhere else.
Yeah.
I switch it off, and because I'm always so distracted and I need to have my head clear.
Yeah.
So I literally avoid the online presence, and then, like, if someone needs me, they will call me later.
Yeah.
But I will literally switch off my phone, put my phone away, and then I'll just go for a walk,
Yeah.
clear my mind, go for a run, just enjoy it.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's removing yourself from that situation. I think some people feel like they just sit in that moment, sit with their phone, or then almost force themselves to overthink it.
Yeah.
When actually you do need a bit of that time, rather than thinking, oh, I'm going to have 30 minutes less to do my work today, or 30 minutes less to do this. But it's thinking about what you're gaining from going for that walk or that run.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but most important, like mentally, to then come back and still have to deal with those things, but maybe with a clearer headspace.
Yeah, I feel like everyone always needs to just accept that, like, sometimes they shouldn't be in a full 100%. It's okay to go like 70, 50.
Yeah.
Like, you need to just know that it's good to take a break.
For sure. So, next question. How has your relationship with being present changed over the years? So if you took yourself back, this is what you do now, you said, obviously, when you start to feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But what was it like before, maybe, before you realised these were the things that helped you?
I think before it was a job, it was like you just look at your phone, you see what's happening, you try and obviously do your socials and stuff like that. But after a while, you just want to stay away from it. Like, I see it as a work.
Yeah.
And if I am always on my phone, that means I'm just always working, and I don't want to always be working. I just want to be able to switch off my phone, just be able to, like, take a step. So before, when years ago, I just loved being on my phone. I used to love being a social butterfly.
Yeah.
And I technically still am, but now it's just guided to a different direction. Mm-hmm. To know it's like, it's my job to be here or be present. And now I just want to be able to know that I can take a step back, understand what's happening, and just know that I don't always have to work.
Yeah. I think that comes with habit, doesn't it, as well? It's having that trust of whether it's working for yourself like you do, or if you've got 9 to 5, or even if you're training for something, is giving yourself that bit of space and going, look, nothing bad has happened. Like, you haven't lost all your fitness overnight, or, you know, by not answering your emails for a weekend,
Yeah.
Nothing's going to go terribly wrong, but it's doing it for the first time and realizing that to build that reassurance that you can keep doing it again.
Yeah.
So on that topic then, you, as we've said, your job full-time revolves around socials pretty much.
Yeah.
And you're talking there about being able to switch off and be present or to avoid yourself feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think one other thing that's quite common that you probably see and we've all experienced sometimes is comparison with others online.
Oh yeah.
So what advice would you give to people then who maybe find that showing up even when it's not their job and they are, whether it's on Strava or Instagram,
Yeah.
when they find themselves maybe comparing in an unhealthy way?
I think comparison is the thief of joy. And as creators or people, we always seem to see like people's accomplishments.
Yep.
And I think it's a positive, like, oh my God, these friends are doing so well. But it's also a negative because then you're like, oh wait, like why am I not this fast?
Yep.
Why am I not able to do X, Y, and Z? Like, and I think it's just trying to understand that everyone is in a different chapter in their life.
Yeah.
Like that person is probably in chapter 12.
Yeah.
We're still in chapter 2. We've still got many pages to accomplish and learn and understand. Like it's not always about what comes next. You just have to be there and accept this is my story. I'm gonna make sure it's written my way,
Yeah.
my speed. Let these other people do what they want to do. And then eventually, when you're like on page 12, someone else is going to compare
Yep.
themselves to you. And you just have to say the same thing, that it's okay to be on a different chapter and just not rush it.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true, isn't it? Of you can meet people and just because maybe of the same age or you make this assumption that you're all starting on the same footing, well, you're not. Because there'll be certain things in your personal life that maybe you've experienced that they haven't, or vice versa, or career, or whatever it might be, or just who you are, or the culture you've grown up in as well. And it's just appreciating. I heard this quote years ago now, I think it was like, and this isn't going to come out perfectly, but so just thinking about it, is you wouldn't judge a fish by how high it can climb a tree.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people don't go, well, you're a fish, you belong in water.
Yeah.
So you live like.
That's a great one.
You know, it's kind of looking at it that way and going, you know, well, you're not behind, you're not anywhere, you're just not them, you're not that person, and nor should you want to be. And it's obviously there, it can be great inspiration. You know, you can see people talking about the marathon earlier on, doing great things. I think, oh, that's really inspirational, I want to use that.
Yeah.
But to your point, I think if you're not focusing on your own journey, that's where it just becomes intimidating and you stop using it in a healthy way and beat yourself down, so that whenever you do have a good run or a good time, you don't think, oh, it wasn't as good as them.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like everyone just needs to accept that, like, it's okay to be where you are. Like everyone, Rome wasn't built in a day. Mm-hmm. So like, you need to just take your time with it and use your friends as motivation to try and uplift you.
So outside of fitness then, what are some other things that make you feel present, make you feel in the moment?
Reading books.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying reading books. Shout out to my friend Lucy. And just seeing friends, being able to just see them and know that like I'm connecting with them, spending time with the family. Yeah. Just being able to see all my family and see how they are. I like to go for walks as well. I love going for walks, just walking around and seeing what happens, and also with that, I just like to take 2 steps back, go with my slower speed and just enjoy it. Yeah. And just have a good time and go on solo dates for myself and be there for myself. Yeah, I like that part. That's such a good point, isn't it? Of showing the self-care you would maybe show others, well, hopefully would show others, not maybe show others. Yeah. But showing others and going, am I doing that for myself? Like for me, I'm still single at the moment, but I sort of a few years ago started thinking more like that, of going, well, actually, if I was with someone at the moment, I would go and do this, so why can't I go and do it for myself? Yeah, 100%. Like, why can't I go for dinner by myself? And I think it became more, the more I worked for myself and went into situations where I was traveling and being by myself, to almost force myself into that, to go for dinner by yourself or go to the cinema by yourself, go and do these things.
And the first thought is, oh, what will other people think? And then you realise no one really cares.
Yeah.
Like, we're far more focused and think more people care about what we do than actually what they do in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Just spending time for yourself, like spend money for yourself. It's okay to spend money.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay to do what you want to do. Like, it's not always about other people. Like, you need to give yourself the same love.
Yeah.
You need to love yourself before you love others.
Yeah. What do you think from spending time by yourself or doing those things or the reading you mentioned, that you've learned most about yourself?
I just love being by myself. As much as I love being a social butterfly, I like to reset
Yeah.
for myself and just be able to know that this time is for myself and no one else, and then just able to love myself.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing to work towards, isn't it? Being as comfortable with yourself as you are with others, because you can lean too far away or the other, where you become too comfortable with your own company and you stop socializing, or you become too reliant on external people and don't become comfortable with your own inner thoughts and situation as well. First little wave. So, other than what we've spoken about today, the purpose of this podcast is to focus more on the kind of mind and well-being side of things when it comes to fitness and day-to-day. What advice would you give to someone, or one area to start working on for their mind that's going to help them with either their performance with running or fitness, or that day-to-day?
I think you need to work on yourself, work on your strengths. Why do people come to you for that particular reason? And embrace it. Use it to your advantage, because someone out there may need this motivation to help you. Like, if you're a confident speaker, if you're a good runner, like, use it. I love helping other people and seeing, like, if I have knowledge, I might as well use it. There's no point of like just let it linger in your body. You need to just, so what I'm trying to say is, find a reason why you love being you.
Nice. I guess it can work both ways, can't it? To your point of, one, it's recognizing what makes you you, rather than, as we said, sort of linked to comparison earlier, thinking you know what's great about everyone else but not yourself. Like, I ask people sometimes, who's your best mate? What do you like about them? People can tell you 10, 15 things, but then you ask them about themselves and like, well, I don't know, it's a bit of an awkward question. But I think also it comes back to what you said earlier on, of maybe when you are struggling with things, the more you talk, the more you humanize yourself as well, and you let other people know about these things. That there might be people who can help you with those certain things, or they might know someone, or if you maybe are struggling with whether it's something with your running or perspective, to actually talk about it. And I think the quicker you talk about these things, the less of a weight they hold over you or on your shoulders.
Perfect.
Have we got time for quick fire intro, Ben?
Quick fire.
Okay.
Quick fire round.
So,
let's go.
Quick fire questions.
Let's go.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is a mantra or quote that helps you feel present when thinking about it?
I can do hard things.
Is
that a good one?
When you're thinking about it, when does that show up, without making it, probably sounds pretty obvious, but when do you notice that quote coming into
like
practice for you?
When you're in the depths of thinking that you can't do it, and you're just thinking, no, like, just know that you're still alive. Your legs are moving. You've got a body, you've got health. I can do hard things.
Nice. Next one.
Let's go.
Someone I admire for how present they are, they always seem, is X because Y.
Experience.
Who is it you admire? They always seem present is, who's one person?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think Andre Goggins.
Yeah?
He's the first name I think whenever I see him, he just always has a smile on his face, and he's just always so uplifting with who he is,
Yep.
the community he's built, and I just love it for it.
Nice. A song that helps me switch off and tune in is?
Easy like Sunday morning.
Good tune.
That's a great song.
Great song. I love Lovely Day as well, Bill Withers. Stick that on in the morning. Okay, and I've got a little exercise for you to try for us to finish off.
Okay.
It's called the 5 senses exercise.
Okay.
Okay, so all I want you to do, and this is a really good one for people watching, to do maybe before a race, on the start line, maybe before you go to bed or when you get up in the morning,
Okay.
or even just during a long run. So I want you to look around you
Okay.
and notice and tell me 5 things that you see that you don't always pay attention to in this park.
I see that white leaves,
Yep,
the benches,
yep,
the people,
yep,
and the air,
yep. There's one more, was that 4?
and the exit.
Okay, now 4 things you can feel on your body. 4 things, so maybe the feeling in your feet, in your hand, your clothing, but 4 distinct feelings.
I feel my watch.
Yep,
I feel the cramps from the marathon.
yep,
I feel my posture.
yep.
I feel my shoes.
Okay, now 3 things you can hear around you, 3 distinct sounds, and you can include my voice if you want.
I can hear the birds chirping, the lady who was on the phone,
Yep,
and our footsteps.
yep. Now 2 things you can smell. Feel free to have a smell of your clothing if you want, or just take a deep breath in.
I can smell the leaves.
Yep.
I can smell the water.
And finally, 1 thing that you're grateful for right now.
I'm grateful for completing the London Marathon and seeing all of my friends and seeing the running community and seeing the whole of London just erupt in one time.
Nice. How do you feel overall after doing that?
Honestly, I'm still so overwhelmed by it all. Just enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's the 5 senses exercise. How do you feel after doing those things?
Yeah, I feel euphoric.
Good, good. It's a really good way. It's a bit of a neurological reset. Reset your brain, because with your senses you have to be present to use them.
For sure.
So it's a really nice one to use if you're not moving when you do it, even if you close your eyes.
Yeah.
After the 5 things you see, it's a good way. You can use it in work or before you're training, just to bring yourself back and not think, oh, I did it an hour ago, why am I feeling like this? You sort of look at it in the same way when you drink water. You don't go, oh, I drank water 2 hours ago, why am I thirsty again? It's a tool that I use before my races as well, and I just find it always helps you ground yourself and avoid thinking too far ahead or feeling too nervous.
Yeah, 100%. I love it.
So Johnny,
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on today. I really enjoyed chatting with you and running with you, particularly after a post-marathon. Much respect for that.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. For anyone that isn't familiar with Johnny, you'll be able to find his handles and other bits in the comments below. Let me know as well in the comments of how you found the episodes, any particular questions for Johnny or I, and any other topics you want us to cover in future episodes. But Johnny, thanks so much for running with me.
Cheers, bro.
Stay mindful. Catch you soon.